Going, go live for half an hour, minimum half an hour, potentially an hour tops, but depends on work, etc. So we're going on the shirt. No, I did another one, but it kind of came a little crooked because my boss has like a basic, which is nothing better, it's better than nothing, which I'm learning, heat press wise. When I get my money wise, I'm on to buy the better one where it's like, I think it's like 12 by 15 or whatever, 14 by 15, 15 by 15, whatever. It's bigger, large. I can actually put the whole shirt. You see more, slides out, the pretty one. This is more kind of like eyeing it and angle, so it's, and I'm messing with colors. Like this is pink, but I think I rocked like green and purple, whatever. It's like, it's good, but what the background's better when you have bright colors. Like I'm gonna order a bunch of like white, because whatever you put white, obviously the white stands out wise, and from whatever color you put in the middle for the lettering wise. Doesn't matter, yellow, gold, purple, it's like, yep. So when I get paid a day, go to eBay, order a big old, like, I don't know, 25, 50 roll of white, have fun with it. So that's it, what I'm gonna call it. I tell you, what up, Nike Squad. So I might do more in the evening a bit, but not today, because tomorrow I go to Seattle to the farmer's market. So I love it because this year, like, every year gets better and better for me as an individual, because especially with the ladies, the women, etc., single moms, girlfriends, wives, because my new therapy this year, they're gonna see it, and so on and so on. So, because for the most part, like when I'm from Little Mexico, Eastern Washington, these girls here are scared to ask questions, They look at me, I'm the devil, because tattoos, which is right, hey, no one's forced to talk to you, right? But the thing is, like, if you look at me, it's a simple question. What's in your face? Why do you have these tattoos, right? But Eastern Washington, 1950 Rolodex times. You ever been in Washington State? Let me break it down really fast. Eastern Washington, when you pass Snoqualmie past eastbound, 1950 Rolodex times. It's 90% Caucasian, Hispanic, Latinos, right? 10% POCs. The mentality over here is, if I don't know, we don't talk, If the girl talks too much, it's being flirtatious. If I talk to a female, the cashier, anybody, I'm passing boundaries, I'm flirting. It's just like, it's 2023, but mentality 1950 Rolodex times, right? Now you go to the west side, the best side, Seattle, extroverts everywhere, taste the rainbow, all religious cultures, and we have all my conversations. Over there, females are extroverts. They're not shy. They'll shoot their shot. And that's what I tell people nowadays, especially females, like, it's 2023, man. Don't go by traditional ways. If you like somebody, shoot your shot, but I get it. You're about rejection. Remember this. Not everybody has to say yes to you. You know that, right? So the idea is to ask him or her out, go on a date, and it's a 50-50 shot. Why? It's because it's an idea. 50, we go out, awesome. 50, no, because they don't want to, they're busy, whatever the situation is, or, they're not interested. It wasn't meant to be. You go watch your day. Don't be like, oh shit. Because if you do, like, I plan, hope, right? Pray, manifest that he or she says yes to me, we go on a date, and you don't get the yes, and you get a no, what happens to you? You get your feelings, then you question your self-worth. I'm not good enough. What am I doing wrong? Like, don't question your self-worth, but don't question your self-worth, boys and girls, men and women, because relationships can make you, break you, and definitely destroy you. So with that said, it's a simple question. That's why I love the West Side in Seattle. My real home. Eastern Washington, born and raised, Little Mexico. My real home is Seattle. If you see me on my lives, TikToks, YouTube, pods, I do, dual Zooms, whatever situation is pods. I'm always going to brag about Seattle because all I know as an individual in Washington State is mainly Seattle. Born in Little Mexico, but right here, I'm way too much for them. That's why my coworkers, my buddies be like, yo, you speak way too much. I was like, yeah, I love talking, man. If I got to pay to talk Brazilian first and foremost, then what's wrong with talking? Especially about real conversations. I don't give a shit about blue talk, gangs, mafiosos, drug dealers, racists, block parties, how to pay. I give no shit about that. Y'all can live on that, sit on that, and then still complain about your feelings. Oh, my depression, my anxiety, all my tattoos on my neck. And that's why I love to say what I'm saying, especially in Seattle, because, the females rock with it. They love it. They be like, yeah, it's true. I go, yeah, because 95% of you broken codependent. And what are y'all doing? You're looking for love and happiness in people and man-made bullshit. Like I tell ladies, y'all can go to traveling, yoga, rock climbing, which is beautiful, but at the end of the day, when you gotta go back home, if your home is toxic, you have a bad partner by your side, then what? Analogy, especially like, I gotta go home. Start bitching and whining. At work's good, chill with your family and friends is good, everyone in the streets is good. But then when you go to your home, you gotta deal with your partner because they're toxic. Fuck, I gotta deal with them. Well, analogy, welcome to your hell on earth, your sentencing-wise, and that's your dungeon. And here's the best part. You see that door right there? It's always there. You can leave whenever you want to, which is your choice. But you don't leave there because you gaslight and manipulate yourself. Well, what happens when I leave? What's gonna happen to them? Boys and girls, you're middle school, high schoolers, I get it because you're middle school, high school, etc., right? But in reality, I say all middle school, high schoolers in the whole fucking universe, Dad, I can tell me, I'm a single 5'8" kids. I tell my kiddos, what can you teach me about life? What can you tell me what love is? Can you tell me about relationships? If I go through a breakup, how do I overcome the situation? They can't even answer it. I go, see, that's my point being. You're way too young. And I get it. Feelings, he or she's on point. Social, I go, nowadays, this phone, social media. I get it. The downfall, you're not ready for it. At all. That's all these young females in my DMs, like 18, 25. Like, yeah, you're on point, beautiful, nice, cosmetically, but how are you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, your mind? Have you started your healing journey? Because if not, I promise you, Queen, I'm way too much for you. And I don't need you, I want you. I promise you, that's it. Because when you need people in life to trigger you, which like I was, you're broken codependent. Because anyone that leaves your life, especially as a partner, you're going to die. Analogy, not physically, you're going to feel like it, but spiritually, emotionally, mentally, you're going to die because it hurts. Because in your head, I need them in my life. No, you don't, boys and girls, men and women. You want people if they want you. Switch your terminology, mentality-wise. You be ahead of the game, because when I need this job. Boy, you should want a job, but there's many jobs out there. You know that, right? You can always go job hunting. Like my situation here in Little Mexico, because old school mentality-wise, I have tattoos, right? So I can't even get a regular job at all, because which I knew what I was doing 3 years ago. I love my ink therapy. I love all me. I have way more to come. Because it trigger you in words. My job is to trigger you every which way, especially the boys. Boys have no chance with conversation because they'll get up and run. You're crazy, you're stupid. It hurt my feelings. Let me call you crazy and stupid, right? Especially in Spanish culture. Hispanic and Spaniards and the whole universe. I challenge anyone that's, any boy, man, we talking and vibing, might get any feelings, but they be like, yo, yeah, you know where I'm coming from, right? I get it. Boys, nah, you stupid, you crazy. I'm like, yeah, because you doing the general cycle, like your father, your uncle, your brother, passing boundaries. You, once again, in the Spanish culture, I knock the shit out of shitty culture, especially relationships. I knock the fuck out of it. So I tell Les, if you're going to be a Spanish boy on my side, a Hispanic and Spaniard, you got to be ready for my words. When I make fun of your family friends, especially, your father, grandpa, hey, if you get any feelings about it, I'm way too much for you, man. Because I'm not biting my tongue when I see your father, uncle, grandpa pass boundaries in front of me. And they'll check out the young female, because y'all females, nowadays young, y'all walking see through everything, which is definitely your choice. But then you complain the guys are checking you out. What'd you expect? If the guy, aka boy, has no self-will, because that's the answer for everyone in the universe, if you can't control your lust on my forehead, the bad side, the narc side of you, why you can't control it, you're always gonna pass boundaries in front of your girlfriend, in front of your wife, your husband. You give no shits because you're seeing all the eye candy, but you can't control your lust. I mean, yeah, she's on point, she's blessed, Diamond doesn't, awesome, right? But I'll either, if they're ghetto or whatever, I'll say, yeah, you're that baby girl, you're beautiful, nice body, but that's all you can offer me is toxic love, lust, drama, trombones, and trauma. You can't offer me love because you didn't love yourself. Not because of what you're wearing, no, because in your matching, spiritual, emotional, mentally, I'm way too much for you. But I will be your friend associate. I will hold your hand and guide you 1,000%. Raw conversations. I promise you, and get your feelings, you probably, shed tears. Many do, because why? I'm a male time, female story. Because, I'm more empathetic than more narcissistic wise. That's why when I did my benefits, fake emergent love story. I love my baby mom, she's garbage. Not really when I say that, but it's an analogy wise, because obviously she wasn't good for I, but I did not know how to get rid of the love for her. But it wasn't love, not knowing then. It was toxic love. Love does not hurt. Love does not have you question yourself worth nothing. Toxic love does. Why? Because you're loving somebody that doesn't love you back. That's why it hurts. That's why fuck love. No, why fuck love? Love is beautiful, healing, Care Bears, soothing. It's beautiful as fuck. Toxic love. You can say toxic love. Fuck toxic love. Yes, fuck toxic love. That's just garbage. That's when you're sitting there praying, pan, hoping that your partner changes. I pray for you and that's it. I was you. That's my motto for the whole universe. Your pain is my pain. I died like you died. I know how it feels. It sucks, man. Remember this. And in time, when you comprehend this, you and I, no one in the universe, all you ETs out there watching this too. When you comprehend this, you might, have better, decisions in life, but you cannot get nor buy back what? Love, time, and emotions. When you comprehend that, why do you waste them on wrong individuals that are taking your energy? Especially potentials by your side. If they're not matching your energy, they take energy. You're chasing, they ain't chasing you. They're taking energy and you're trying to match energy. Make that shit make sense, Hey Mary, how you doing? How's it going? Love you too, guys. Like my sister Manny says, I love you, right? Because people take that word to heart. Like if someone tells you I love you, especially a random, maybe it's a compliment to tell you love and respect wise. So that's what she says. I love you, but I'm not in love with you, which I'm gonna make a shirt and a little canvas because it's the truth. Like me, an individual, like I love you traditional, right? But what's deeper than I love you? I see you. That's why you see my TikToks and all my platforms. I remove the watermark and it says, TT for TikTok, whoever promoted their TikTok, because I do 3D Cent Repo. After it says their name, hashtag 3D Cent Repo, which I'm going to tag on me wise, and it says I see you, because that TikTok right there is Repo talk. It's either like comedy, breakup, sad. It's raw real life. That's why it's 3D Cent Repo. Nothing about like politics and bullshit. Like that shit's irrelevant, man. That's blue pillar talk. So that said, that's why I tell people I see you. That's deeper than I love you because I see you for who you are. Physically, cosmetic, spiritual, emotional, mentally as a being. Don't feel alone. Like you're beating yourself up for now. I tell you, because why? Your ex has destroyed you with words. Simple as that. You ain't shit. You're ugly, fat, and stupid. I'm the best you can do. You're gonna die alone. And you believe every single word they just told you, like I did. Because why? People narcissistic. Remember this. They don't know what they're doing. They're saying their words right, wildly wise, loose as hell with their mouth, right? But since you wise, more empathetic, guy-like, you, especially as women wise, because you women are more empathetic. Guy-like, us men are aka boys, women are narcissistic. Lucifer-like, that's why I have empathists, narcissists. Squares analogy, empathetic, what do? You love, full heart. If you're more narcissistic, typically men, aka boys, like broken heart, circles, analogies. That's why in Seattle, my one-on-ones, they already know what's up. My regular customers, they're like, yo, you're like my therapist, my produce guy, and you're my computer guy. I was like, yep. Just tell a story, man. You love everybody. I love the universe, man. I have nothing against nobody. Especially, you're younger than I. 18 at heart, 42 on the outside. 3 years ago, went through a bad breakup. That's why my ex's name. Have love, respect for every which way. Then, I lived on 88 days. So that's my second baby mom's. A.K.A. the mother of boys. Because when you say baby moms, that's ghetto as hell, right? So my first baby mom's, because she is ghetto, narcissistic de la calle, the person in the streets, true mentality-wise. I pray she's doing better. But if she was, quote-unquote, she would try to reach out to, she don't got to talk to I at all. That's definitely her choice. But she could reach out to our daughters. That is her choice also. That's why I tell people, just because you're a kid, you're a female that, aka mother, that has, had a kid doesn't make you a mother, Because what real mother out there would, give up on the kids? And yes, I get it. Females go through shit in life, fall to drugs. I get it. That's why I respect women that, that scenario, they're addicts, they're homeless, whatever situation-wise, but they give the rights to the parents and family, whomever's going to take care of them for now because they can't. And they visit them when scenario, let's say they're addicts, they visit their kiddos when they're sober. I fucking show you mad little respect because I get it. You're going through shit. But if you break down life to the fullest, why do you hit rock bottom? If you be honest with yourself, why do you fall to man-made bullshit? Drugs, alcohol, pills. I need my anxiety pills, my depression, PTSD, my BPD. Everyone got fucking BPD, empathy. That's why I dislike hearing that bullshit. And excuses. SOS, stuck and stupid. 1.3 is wrong, 3, wrong answer. Everyone has BPD, empathy. You don't believe me? 2 simple questions for the universe. Why are you feelings? Why get you a petty-ass words? They're just fucking words. To me, because I overcame that many years ago, they are just words. Anyone can tell me, ugly, you fat, stupid, you're retarded, you're crazy, you know what you're talking about. Especially in the Spanish culture. Like, tell people, I love to debate 1,000. Before I would say 100, but now I say 1,000 because it's wrong real. Like, especially with boys. Men, they'll take it on my conversation. Boys, they'll get in the feelings about it because guess what? You're being a beta, you favor the women. I go, I don't give a fuck about it. Let me call you a beta. Let me call you a simp. All these corny ass bullshit terms. And all you boys and girls that worry about these terminologies, they're man-made fucking terms. Why don't you worry about the person in the mirror? Walk away from them. Did you know them people are narcissistic? And especially they're bullies, cyber bullies, all that shit. And the cool thing about technology, boys and girls, this phone right here, if you use it correctly, wise, you can make anybody famous. Your exes. I tell all my one-on-one females, right? Go check out Queen. When you're ready to, your choice. What I recommend, tell your story. You just show a picture. To make him famous, show a picture of him, right? Boom. Yeah, you don't got to say his name. You can say his first. You can say his first name, John, Bill, whatever. But don't say his last name because, legal issues, all that bullshit. And then tell your story. Hey, this is what I dealt with. This is the red flags that I missed. And what are you doing? You're for one in the whole universe. Anybody that wants to get with him because the intent, quote unquote, he actually fell back, started healing, awaken, eventually woke journey. If he does not, he's going to go body hopping. He's going to play the role of victim. He's going to paint you as the crazy one. That all this shit, but little did that new potential, more empathetic woman, she's about to get destroyed. Because she didn't believe the sob story. Because why? He's playing the role of victim, telling a sob story. My ex did this to me, woo. then my parents, and so on and so on. To trigger people in the universe, yeah, play a little victim, tell a sub story. And then when you destroy your new partner, worse than the previous ex, then what? Who do you blame? God, Lucifer, oh, the devil's in me. Well, did you know the devil's in all of us? All of us, man. But the intent is to control your narcissist traits. What's that? Lucifer side. Am I, my face? Hate, pride, ego, lust, greed, power. That's everybody in the universe. Everyone has that, man. That's why, once again, which I'm going to do a bunch of stitches, and I'm going to trigger, like, yo, I don't care if you're TikTok famous, IG famous. I'm 1% of the universe. I'm the referee. So when I eventually on TikTok, when I catch up to these females, the males, like the 25 and under, right? Their bio says BPD, all this shit, relationships. I'm like, tag him, stitching, yo, queens, yo, king, check this out. Everyone got that shit. That's a bullshit excuse. So that lets you know that I'm not just telling you right now, don't be in a relationship. Be in an open, poly-string relationships. Because with them, you can body hop on you. I cheated. Yes. You can body hop all you want. But verbalize the shit out. We're together. But you're my main one. But I could do with whom I want, and she could do what she wants. Yo, more power to you. I don't recommend it, but that's a lot healthier than I want to be in a monogamous relationship, but I'm gonna cheat. You can't be in a healthy relationship because you don't even love yourself. You don't know how to, but your bullshit excuse is I got BPD, I got MPD. Yeah, have excuses in life. Like I tell people, that's why I tell these females that say that to me. I'm like, Queen, yo, we'll be friends and associates. I'll be your best friend. I promise you that. But you're trying to catch feelings. If you can't control your heart emotions, you'd be like, well, we should try. Like, no, because I promise you're going to fail. Why? Because I'm way too much for you. What do you mean? I'm on social media. I talk to many, many females on all different parts of the universe. So with that said, if you have jealousy and insecurities from your previous relationships, then that is your insecurities, and that's what you should work on. I don't care. I tell females, I don't care if you talk to 1,000 guys every day in your life. I don't care. I have no jealous. I don't need you. I want you. Yes, she can cheat whenever she wants to. Boys and girls, remember this. You don't own anybody in the universe. Anyone that thinks I own my partner, analogy, everyone bitches about slavery, right? Blue pill talk, red pill talk. Slavery happens every day. How so? Because if I'm the more alpha, machista, narcissist, energy vampire boy, not a man, I run the show. She's got to be what? The Mandilana, the slave wife. So she has to do what? She's got to dress like a nun, right? And from there, wise, she can't talk to nobody. But I could be the man ho, because I'm the alpha. Like, and about all these blue pillars on TikTok, podcasts and bullshit, I would love to debate with them, have fun with the situation. They use the bullshit excuses because I have money. I have the right to cheat. Because, in Bible talk, did you know the kings had all these wives? I was like, yeah, analogy. The kings have money and power. All the fucking gold and silver. Now you're rich, 6-figure plus, you got supercars. So that's your bullshit excuse to cheat wise, which is definitely your choice. Nah. They become famous, scenario way, all this shit, call the whole universe out, which I'm doing. If I put it to my side, it's her night to her last dying breath. If she falls, that's on her. I want, as an individual, I won't ever, not never, ever shed a tear for any female in my life, ever. Because I already know I don't need her, I want her. She cheats, obviously she don't need me, but she did not want me because she fell to lust. If you can't control your bad side of you, because the intent is to control it in time when you know how to, wise, then you will progress in life. I promise you will. I'm not blame everybody in the month for your mistakes. Well, my ex cheated on me, so I cheated. Right, but that's your ex, that's the past. Your present didn't cheat on you, but you cheat on them because why? You're still in your emotions about your past. That's why you're supposed to fall back, start your healing journey, because if not, hurt people, then what? I didn't mean to do that. Well, I know you didn't mean to, but you did it. Now you screwed over your partner. You cheat on them because you got scared because because you're paranoid and bullshit, your past traumas. Well, I cheated because, you're going to cheat. Like, if I'm more empathetic, show no respect, why do you believe I was going to cheat on you? See, that's your past traumas. You wasn't ever in this situation. That's everybody. People bitch and they want a relationship, right? But are you ready for it? That's the question. If you're not ready for it, I promise you 1,000, you're going to hurt people. So if you're not ready, don't get involved. And it hurts. Why? Because loneliness. Nothing is wrong with being alone. I said 1,000 times. 1,000. Why? Because when you're alone, no one's cheating on you. No one's being verbally, physically abusive. You do what the fuck you want with whomever you want. Try what the fucking universe you want to. Your choice. There's no like, hey, babe, I have to get permission. I have to tell everybody where I'm going. It's just you. Date yourself. Enjoy yourself. I tell people, relearn yourself. Ask yourself all the questions you have the potential to be, because I promise you 1,000, you lost yourself in the situation and you forgot what you love to eat, what you love to do, what's your fun. Because all you know is your past relationships, and whatever they did, you did. And what's that called, boys and girls? People pleasing. Stop people pleasing, man. But don't you be by my side in time, she could do whatever she wants. She could be like, yo, I'm gonna go chill with my homegirls. We're gonna go to Mars for a couple months. Cool. They're gonna be like, oh, well, there's nothing to talk about. Just, be safe out there, keep in touch, all that great jazz. You don't have to call me every day. That's definitely your choice. But, keep it, trustworthy and loyal. And with that said, everyone's be, of course, well, yes, all you people that are insecure, that have worked on yourself, you have the right to say that. How do you know she's not the cheating? She could be body hopping for 2 months every day. That's definitely your choice. The day she comes to me, guess what? I messed up, Or I find out, I'll be like, cool, we'll have the conversation. So she knows the relationship's over. I'll call her by her first name. Because obviously when you're in trouble in relationships, your partner calls you by your first name or your full name. You already know shit's getting real, right? So with that said, we'll have the conversation. Call her by her first name. What? Oh, yo, you folded. It's cool. Nothing against you. So there is no more chances. What? It's only one time. With my situation, I'll give you one chance. There's no chances. That's like people like, I don't do traditional ways. Like, I'm going to go on dates. I don't do dates. It's one date and that's it. Oh, my conversation. Analogy, we do goldfish at the card game. We match each other's cards. I tell females, ask me any question in the universe you want to know about me. Any question. I'm not a virgin. I'll tell you everything about I, and vice versa. But keep it 1,000. Don't lie to me. Keep it 100. Sell me a dream. But with that said, when I see you lying, then what? Or maybe I missed it, right? Because you're really good at what you're doing. Gaslight, manipulating. But that said, I missed it, right? But I will be observant. Fuck yeah, I'll be observant. So when you start passing boundaries, like, oh yeah, I don't cheat and all that stuff, and all of a sudden, you're in front of me, you're checking out guys in front of me. What? Boys and girls, what do? Oh, you observe it, there's a red flag. Y'all you don't say shit, do shit. I'm a man. Man and women, yo, baby boy, baby girl, what are you doing? What? Like, yes, she's on point common sense, but why you stuck like Chuck? Why are you passing boundaries? That's your choice. And that's what you do. You check him. You keep doing that, I'm going to squash it with you. What? Like, I don't need you. I want you in my life. So with that said, obviously you don't want me in your life because you wanted somebody else. That's called emotional cheating. So work on yourself. If not, when I see it again, or my people's telling me the streets, hey, I know I saw you girl out there with the boo. Like, I don't care. I know you say you don't care if she's talking to guys, but yeah, she was definitely talking to guys, touching on them, etc. Like, oh, she's doing emotional cheating. We have the conversation. It's over. I drop you like a ton of bricks. I have no remorse. I don't need you. I want you. What's going to happen to her if she hasn't worked on herself? In her mansion, I had a door pane. Cause she'd be like, she didn't play a little victim. I go, well, tell everybody why I dropped you like a ton of bricks. Why I let you go. So you pay, nothing's wrong with looking, but as long as you're not fucking stuck like Chuck and dressing them, common sense, you're not passing boundaries. That's why you have emotional cheating, building up to the physical cheating. Common fucking sense. But if you don't know what that is, payroll is stupid, and then go do that. But once again, all you boys and girls that worked on yourself, you don't want to be mean and call them out. If they're not matching your energy, taking energy, they're hurting your feelings, and they're not, matching your shit, then then verbalize your boundaries. If you keep doing that, I'm going to squash it with you, man. And it might hurt you too, but guess what? It's better to die today than tomorrow, a month, 2 years later. Why are you praying, planning, hoping that your partner changes? Like a lot of us did. I did long-term traditional relationships. My first baby mom, 12 years, right? Praying, planning, hoping that she gets better, does better. But the down situation, she at that time being not knowing, there's no way she could have. Because I tell people, analogy in Spanish, de la calles. So she's a girl from the street, so you can leave the hood. I live in the suburbs of Seattle, the north side. So she left the hood, New York wise. She came to the suburbs, right? We moved together like great jazz. And with that said, you can leave the hood, but the hood leaves you, and did not leave her at all. At all. So with that said, there was no way she can potentially, bounce back the situation. But I did not know that at the time being, because all the shit I'm saying, my parents didn't teach me this, my grandparents didn't teach me this, none of my family taught me this. But I can't be too hard on them, because they don't know. That's why it's called a generous cycle. The intent that you as an individual, when you're ready to, you fall back, have a support team, and you break it. If you choose to want to, it's your choice. It took me 30 years of my life to say what I'm saying. 18 at heart, best on the outside, 42 years old. But I won't ever be in a toxic relationship. I love it. It's the best feeling in the world to wake up above ground and you don't need nobody in the universe. You want people that want you. You observe everybody around you on social media, dying and crying about the relationships. Right here, locally wise, all the toxic relationships. Me, I'm blunt and loud. I look at people being toxicity, typically in the Spanish culture, the male and machista, narcissistic, trip on who she looks. A guy can walk in front of her, be all loud who you're looking at, and I'll be all loud. Damn, I don't miss those toxic relationships. And I look at them, directly at them, and I say that, And if the guy don't say shit, I was like, y'all don't be shy. Say what's up, man. But baby boy, the guy walked in front of her fucking face. What are you doing? One guy told him, how about you buy her sunglasses? How about this? Don't even bring her here to fucking Walmart, the store, because you have insecurity issues wise. But that's a shitty culture. The boys, you're not a man. He got all mad. I was, what? Your man become checking you. I go, baby girl, you see the door that you leave Walmart? You can leave whenever you want to, you know that, right? Or stay there like your mother, auntie, grandma did. I pray for you and that's it. I go on my day, you know? And that's up to everybody, man. This is your life, not no one else's but yours. So every day above ground, what do you want to do with it? Happy, sad, bitter, hateful, drugs, pills, off your dome, off the world's dome. What do you want to do with it? Every day above ground, you got free will. You have choices. I got choices. You got choices. So with that said, what are you going to do with it? If not, then be a people pleaser, empathetic wise, right? Godly-like, and then put your heart and feelings to one person. Let me know how this shit turns out. And when they cheat on you, before they cheat on you or they cheat on you, they're verbally abusive and potentially become physically abusive, especially in Spanish culture. Our culture is garbage. Fucking relationships are fucking basura. I don't give a fuck how beautiful he or she is, man. Nope. Garbage every which way. Oh, I'm about to get off in a minute. My lunch break's about to be done. But with that said, that's why I tell all the ladies. That's why I'm here for the girls, the women, and single mothers, man. I get you. Single father kids. So now I know it's co-parenting. Now I know how it is to be mom and dad. And I have mad respect for the mothers out there. As long as you're doing your part, yes. If you're on the streets being wild, I get it. Your lifestyle, you're more narcissistic, but that's why you shouldn't have kids. Or you give your kids to your parents or whomever. Let's say the father's doing it, but you do co-parenting best as. But I get it. Easier said done. There's a grudge, hate, all that good shit. I get it. Trust me, I get that. My first baby mom, elusive disciple. Second baby mom's God's disciple. Massive difference. That's why my second baby mom's still have her name mommy for a reason. Love, respect for her, no passing boundaries, you know. So they like, you know, bad breakup 3 years ago, but oxymoron. I told her in her face, I love you for leaving me. Because I do. It's an oxymoron. Because when you fall back and start your healing awakening journey-wise, and you comprehend what's my red flags, what's her red flags, why did the relationship fail, and then you go deeper. That's why you start with your ex, the first door pain, the recent one, then your ex is, then you be like, okay, I promise you 1,000, if you sit down with yourself and dissect all your relationships, everyone has the exact same red flags, right? But each new body you have by your side gives you a new one or multiple red flags. And all you're doing over time, because you don't work on yourself, it's called you're collecting red flags, you're not observing red flags, not collecting enough green flags. That's what I do now. I judge and read the whole universe. Blue Pill talk, only God can judge. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. God gave me free will. I can do what I want. Tomorrow I wake up, I can off my dome. I can off anyone's dome. That is my choice. Free will, right? So I judge everybody. That's why I say I'm 1% of the universe. I challenge anybody. Therapists, counselors, psychiatrists. I just did a TikTok. I'm not doing no more TikTok lives. And that's why I call out all therapists, counselors, psychiatrists, psychologists, life coach, relation coach. I told them, I challenge you. Teach me some shit I don't know about raw real life. I don't give a shit about the DSM-5 book, politics, man. That's the shit's irrelevant. That is blue pill talk. You won't ever evolve in life. You can know about racism. You can know about politics. You can know about slavery. As an individual, you're educating the universe about man-made bullshit, but answer me this. Why are you still a crackhead, alcoholic, tweaker, doing booger sugar? Why are you still, why are you still doing, sorry, 2 seconds. Why are you still doing, why are you still with your anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicide thoughts, low self, anger issues? Why do you still with your overthinking? Why do you do reactive abuse? Make that shit make sense. You're well educated about man-made bullshit. You can educate people about man-made bullshit, but you can't work on yourself. Make that shit make sense. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. Do you my narcissist traits? I don't feel sorry for you. I have no sympathy for you. That's mean, yes, because that's my narcissist traits. I control that shit. That's why one of my shirts, which I'm going to tat on me, it's not my saying, it's not, no one's claimed it, but JP Jordan Peterson, I would love to talk to him. He would give me an awesome open mind challenge, but to a certain extent wise. But anyways, like he says, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a garden in a war. I worked on myself, healing, awake, woke journey. 1% of the universe. I climbed the mountain, got to the top. I told God, Lucifer, the universe at night, which I'm going to get a little analogy with tattoos on my neck, etc. Because it's free entertainment. All you blue pillars, 95% you're born codependent. Free entertainment. You can party, keep BBLs, OnlyFans, but you put your post on your social media because I will follow you, watch you. OnlyFans making $1 zillion because now you're rich people status. Because now when you sleep, you're making money because why? The people are buying your content. I have nothing against what you're doing, but you put your post. I woke up today, my anxiety kicked in, my depression. But you're rich like rich people now. You have all these types of sources of income coming in. You'll be richer than I am. But you're sitting in your feelings? Make that shit make sense. You have money and power now like rich people do to go see a therapist, counselor. Potentially might be positive to tell you what I'm telling you. Not really, but then potentially, If not, check it out. I don't charge. Free therapy life coach. You can reach out whenever you want to, which is your choice. This conversation is not forced upon, but to use my empathy and sympathy wise, especially if I don't know you, I don't feel sorry for you at all. Oh, sorry guys, I'm about to get off in a minute. I gotta jump off. Sorry guys, be back.